Santi, where the fuck is your costume?
I forgot.
Where the fuck is your costume?
I'm like, why the fuck is she dressed like this? And then I'm like, oh yeah.
You said you were going to whip something up for this show. Where is your costume?
What even are you?
Now, okay, wait. Can you guess my costume? Hold on. Wait.
I'm so sorry. No, I can't. What are you?
What do you mean? What am I? Look, I'm smiling.
Are you Hagrid from Harry Potter?
No! I'm Hillbilly Jim.
I knew you were
Don't go
Hillbilly
messing with
Jim.
country boy. Santi, I messaged you on October 22nd, and I said, Santi, before I forget to mention, I'm dressing up on the Monday show. And you said, and I quote, I will try to whip something up.
I did.
Where is that something?
Oh, so now you're just the weirdo.
Yes, now I just look stupid. Oh my God, guys. What the hell?
Oh, this makes it even funnier.
No, this is terrible. This is terrible. Santi, do you have any idea how much I've been in pain the last 3 hours with this beard? Because it's folding my ears. The string is folding my ears. So my ears are like little tacos right now. And then this part here keeps scratching me. And then the hairs go up into my nose. And so I've been scratching my nose way more than I normally do for the last 2 hours and 47 minutes.
Oh my God. I feel so bad that you're here and wearing all of this. You should. Why didn't you confirm? You should do like another message, a second message, like, hey, just making sure because I'm about to show up in an adhesive beard.
Santi, I'm not your assistant. I told you.
If you wanted to make sure that you didn't show up dressed as Hillbilly Jim by yourself, you should have done the due diligence to make sure that I showed up wearing something, all right?
So, Monday Night Raw happened.
Yes, it did, Hillbilly Jim.
Don't go. I did the whole dance and everything. You know, today's my first day in like 20, 25 years of my life that I've worn overalls.
I don't think I've ever once as a kid worn overalls.
Not even as a baby? Because overalls are pretty popular with babies.
I guess maybe when I was a toddler, but I have no memory of me wearing a pair of overalls.
Wow. Yeah, man.
Definitely haven't worn whatever it is the fuck you're weering right now.
This is very comfortable. I got them on Amazon.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they're so comfortable. They were like $25. And I was like, yo, I'm going to start wearing overalls again. Like, I'm keeping these. Like, I'm going to wear these. Like, for my normal life.
For the sake of the show, because there really wasn't a heck of a whole lot that happened on this episode of Monday Night Raw. This is probably the biggest talking point. You showing up by yourself in costume.
Yeah,
this is probably like the biggest thing that our audience is going to be talking about.
Yeah, legit. Hey, by the way, are you impressed by how I curled my hair? Like, I cut my hair for this.
That's actually your hair?
Yeah, this is my hair.
No way.
I went all in on this, Santi. I cut my hair. Like, literally 10 inches. Because if you recall, my hair was like all the way down here. And I cut it. And I curled it for this
a male.
For the costume.
Denise, I am a straight male. I have never once thought of like your current length of your hair. I would have never noticed. I'm gonna just be straight up with you.
Like, does it look good? Like, looks like it looks good?
Your hair could have been down to your feet, and I wouldn't notice that you got a haircut.
Okay, well, just FYI, this is not. This is a wig. No, it's a wig.
Santi, it is a wig.
With you
again.
This is not my natural hair.
Male, I don't know. It could have been.
Definitely not my natural hair. All right, Santi really is clueless. Like, that just proved it right there.
I am. I'm glad. It further proved my point.
Wow. We got Jay's Cal here who says Denise looks like a Wyatt family member. I've gotten all sorts of things. Like, everybody thought that I was like something totally different than I actually am. We got Fredo here who says, Santi is a bad person confirmed. Always late, always forgets, always puts his co-host down. 010 would cut this kind of person off in real life. And you left me hanging here.
Here's the thing. Sometimes the most toxic people in your life are the most entertaining ones. It's the ones you want to keep around because they're the ones keeping you on your feet. Sure, I could have shown up in costume and it would have been hunky-dory, but then we would have had absolutely nothing to talk about. No entertainment for you. Me not showing up in costume was the best thing that I could have done for this show because we were able to burn more time than Jey Uso and CM Punk burned to open that episode of Monday Night Raw because nothing happened on that show.
No, but hey, I do think that my beard is better than yours, though, Santi. Honestly.
I mean, you know what? Your lineup is pretty fire. I won't lie.
And I trimmed this part. I actually did trim this part because it was too long, so I cut it so that I could be able to talk.
Oh my God, the effort that you put into this, and I put nothing.
Oh my God. We got JM here. Says, do you see the Mania title match being Stephanie versus Rhea or the match being Stephanie versus Rhea or Steph versus Rhea versus Io? They already teased Steph versus Rhea a few times. They're keeping those two apart, similar to what they did with Rhea and Becky in 2023. All right, so let's get into the show. First of all, guys, you should know that Raw today was kind of so-so. Couple of moments, a couple of good moments, a great main event matchup. I can't wait to talk about that. But realistically, it was a so-so show. But Santi, though, I've been seeing now for like the longest time, people have been trying to guess, what the WrestleMania 42 match is going to be, the main event matches. And when it comes to the women, it feels like there are so many different options. But of course, the creme de la creme, I do think is going to be Stephanie versus Rhea. I think that's the one people are really hoping for. However, we know that just because you're really hoping for a match doesn't mean it's going to happen, because how long have we been waiting for to see Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley? Remember when we thought we were going to see that at WrestleMania like a zillion times and it didn't happen? One-on-one at least. But what do you think about the possibility of this? Or is there another match that you think can like end up trumping that?
I do think that there's a match that could trump it, because I guess trumpet is not the exact word, because that implies that it's a bigger, better match. I don't think that this is the bigger, better match, but I do think it, because of the dynamics of heel and babyface, and Stephanie's current feud that's currently going on, I think it's possible that we could be looking at Stephanie versus Liv Morgan when Liv Morgan returns. I could very well see Liv Morgan returning, winning the Royal Rumble, and we get set up for Liv Morgan versus Stephanie Vaca at WrestleMania, which is a match that I would love to see, right? A brand new match between two names that have yet to cross paths against one another. Sure, I'd be down for that too. That's a name that I didn't see you throw out there, JM, with your super chat. I think Liv Morgan has a very strong likelihood of being in that main event conversation for the women.
Yeah, I mean, also, like, I really want to see, like, when Liv Morgan comes back, I want her to finish what she had going with Roxanne Perez. I want to see her feud with AJ Lee whenever she comes back. I don't even know what's going on with that. I think she just has, like, a lot of outside projects, but I like where we're at, though, right now, because even for an example, like, Io Sky has done such great work. People are saying she's, like, the wrestler of 2025 for WWE. Like, that's huge, and you got to reward that. Like, she's got to be up there. She can be in that WrestleMania main event match. People are still talking about the possibility of Jade and Bianca. Like, there are so many different possibilities of matches that they can do with the women. But I guess we'll kind of start there, though, because you did mention Stephanie and Nikki Bella. So we saw Nikki Bella versus Roxanne Perez. Unfortunately, the match wasn't the best. It wasn't the cleanest match, but they made an effort. They gave it a lot of time, and they did what they possibly could to try to make the most out of it. What did you think of the matchup? And I think last week we were talking about kind of feeling like Nikki might turn on Stephanie. Are you still feeling that way, especially since they're going to be teaming next week?
Yeah, I mean, that to me is the only thing that's interesting out of this partnership, the potential of that turn. Right now, the most interesting thing out of this to me was the face-off between Raquel and Stephanie, kind of signaling towards that maybe being a world title match somewhere down the line, because I know that will be very good. But yeah, we're gonna have what I said last week, the Latina Bowl. Here it is. It's happening. The four Latinas of the WWE coming together for this tag match. Yeah, like I think to me, if you want me to be invested in this friendship between Nikki and Stephanie, it needs to end in tragedy, as most WWE friendships tend to end. But I would genuinely be interested in seeing Nikki Bella versus Stephanie Vaquette in the future.
I think they have to do it, right? Like, even if it's not, we don't know what we're going to get out of it, but I just think it would be more refreshing to see something along those lines. We got JS Cal here who says, Santi, what's going to be your Halloween costume?
I
or
have
are you
no
going to
idea.
forget it's Halloween?
No, well, I mean, SmackDown is literally on the 31st. The only reason I might not wear a costume is because if there is Game 6 in Toronto for the World Series, I might be there, but I might go in costume because it's Halloween. But I don't have it. I don't have a costume right now.
Yeah, we know that, Santi. Oh, man. Alrighty. Well, I do want to talk about the main event, though, because the main event was phenomenal. We saw Charlotte and Alexa up against freaking, wow, Jesus, why am I blanking right now? What was I talking about? Charlotte and Alexa and
Lyra and Bayley.
Wow, for whatever reason, I could not remember. And I'm not talking about how much I love this match. Can't even remember. No, but legit, like, they went in there, and I thought when they said that this was, when Bayley told Lyra backstage, like, oh, this is going to be your surprise, and this is the match that is going to happen, I was thinking, oh shit, wait, they're actually going to do this match? And when they said it was the main event, there was a part of me that thought, oh damn, what if they actually do a title change at the end of the night? Especially because I like Charlotte and Alexa and I love what they're doing. And apparently they've been defending the titles more than any other past tag team. But I also feel like really nothing new has came out of the partnership yet. So I could see WWE making the call to go with Bayley and Lyra, who have this like weird dynamic of a relationship. So I thought for a second, main event, we might actually get a title change, but it didn't end up happening. But the matchup was so freaking good, like high energy. Charlotte was on it. I love the double moonsault that she did. Dude, they were on fire, man. Like, there was even a moment where Lyra and Alexa accidentally got like, her shirt got like tangled in Lyra, and they managed to make that look so seamless. Like, it wasn't even a big deal. It was just fun. I loved the energy of the match. This was the best match of the night and kind of like the biggest highlight.
Yeah, I mean, I also really like that almost seemingly out of nowhere Sister Abigail that
so
Alexa
good.
Bliss hit. That was cool off of the blind tag. Yeah, this match was excellent, and I'm glad they made the decision to have this be the main event. Something new, something refreshing. I will say, when they set this up as the main event, I thought there was going to be something aside from just a match, which is ultimately what we got. I was expecting either new champions or Bayley turns on Lyra. But ultimately, they did just the Kabuki Warriors coming out, which, by the way, I'm so glad it was post-match and it wasn't just the traditional, interrupt the main event type of deal. This match was brilliant. Best match of the night. I'm actually happy that Charlexa didn't lose here because there's still more matches that I want to see. They set that the next one that I want to see right there at the end with the Kabuki Warriors. I could also see this potentially being the nucleus of women's war games, especially if they bring in like Stephanie Vaquette and the thing going on there with the Judgment Day and Nikki Bella, maybe Becky Lynch somewhere is in the mix that could get out of there. This could be the initial first stone rolling towards women's war games as well.
Oh, Shay, you might be right about that, by the way, because, okay, it would be maybe Stephanie and Nikki with Charlotte and Alexa. All the baby faces there.
Could
and
be,
then, and then, Asuka and Kyrie.
The two girls
Raquel
from Judgment Day
Roxanne.
and Lynch. Why not?
Yeah, there you go. Like, so that actually does feel like that's a possibility that they could go that direction. We got Fredo here who says, with the women's roster being this stacked, which record do you think could be more attainable? The reigns or consecutive days? This roster is built for completely believable hot potato situations. So here's the thing. So when it comes to let me see. It says, with the women's roster being this stacked, which record do you think could be more attainable, the reigns or consecutive days? I would say I want to see more of consecutive days where people are holding the championships for longer, but also that there's more matches in it, right? Like that there's more matches happening. I think it depends on each belt, right? Like the United States Championship, I could see that one bouncing around. The Intercontinental Championship, I like the duration that they've kept each champion in so far. Same for the main world title pictures on each brand. I like the consecutive instead of having multiple reigns. But that's why I think like the US and the Intercontinental, those are ones that you can kind of see bounce around a little bit more. But honestly, the Women's Intercontinental Championship, Santi, it really feels like the main belt over on the Raw side until Stephanie got it, and she's been kind of adding more prestige to that.
Yeah, for me, I think it's possible. The more likely to be more attainable now is days over number of reigns, mostly because we're seeing talent enter the main roster at an older age because of having to spend 2 to 3, sometimes 4 years in NXT, and the main event and titles being kind of like harder to kind of get into as a newer member of the roster. You sort of have to do a couple of years on the main roster for a while. Looking like a Carmelo Hayes, he hasn't even gotten a chance yet to hold a title. So I do think it's more likely that we have records being broken on number of days that the title is held, because that doesn't require that many reigns, obviously, as opposed to breaking the record of number of reigns, because that's going to require like decades in the main roster of winning championships.
Yeah, I'm with you. Thank you so much, Fredo. I was also surprised when they said that they had the most tag team defenses as champions. And I'm like, yo, what does that say about all of the other teams? But if you recall, we thought for a while there, Santi, that the tag team division for the women was, we thought it was kind of cursed for a second there.
You got to remember too. Funny enough, I talked about this in my video today, just briefly. The women's tag titles have only been around since 2019, and 2, from 2020 to 2024, they forgot that these titles even existed in the WWE because they weren't getting booked at all. Like these titles wouldn't get matches on Raw, SmackDown, let alone on PLEs. Half the time, I wouldn't know who the fuck were the champions. They would disappear from television like at 6-7 months at a time.
People were getting injured. It was like, oh, new champion, injured. Damn. Oh, no. I don't even know how many partners Chelsea Green had. Thank you, Fredo. We also got the Miss Demon Josh here who says, awesome main event, maybe 3-way women's tag team. I'd be down with that. I mean, why the hell not? I say, let's do it. Thank you, Josh. We got Astro Waves here who says, Rhea EO fans going through withdrawals. Yeah, that's true. They haven't really had too many backstage moments as well. Yeah, you're kind of right about that, Astro Waves. We got Randy Hayward here who says we might be getting Dark Goth Alexa on Halloween. I mean, people have still been wondering where she was ever going to join the Wyatt family, the Wyatt Six again. I think that's kind of past right now. But man, when she brought out, like you said, that Sister Abigail out of nowhere, it hit hard. It hit hard. Thank you, Randy. We got JS Cal here who says, off topic. For a second, I thought O'Shea Jackson brought an AEW title to the show, but it was actually an NCW title. I didn't even notice that. Did you, Santi?
No, I didn't even pick up on that.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, JS Cal. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get into CM Punk and Jey Uso because that kicked off the show. Santi, they're trying so hard to kind of find something where there's really nothing here.
There's nothing there.
I was so nervous for Jay, by the way, because I'm like, dude, CM Punk is kind of like, he was talking to him like he was a little kid. The things that he was saying in his promo, saying how he's trying to be Roman Reigns and he's not really his own person. And is he really willing to take it that far? I was nervous for Jay that he was going to get completely squashed like a bug here. However, he kept it simple. He got straight to the point. He hit his little yeet thing and it didn't feel that bad. Like he didn't feel like he got squashed on the mic, but I was pretty nervous during that little interaction. But again, this wasn't supposed to be Jey Uso. So they're pulling in scraps here.
Yeah, this did nothing for me. Like genuinely did nothing for me in terms of getting me excited for this match. The excitement of this match exists purely on the fact that it's going to give us a new world heavyweight champion. That's what this match is pretty much entirely just relying on, because there's just no, in my opinion, there seems to be no storytelling chemistry between CM Punk and Jey Uso. And it might just be because there's just nothing to tell there, right? It literally is just two dudes. This is why I wanted LA Knight. There was a story. There was a narrative. There was a relationship between LA Knight and CM Punk that could have been explored. This is just, I'm CM Punk. I'm the best in the world. I don't think you're as good as me. We'll see. 4 letters, 1 word, yeet. There's our build. That just doesn't exactly scream exciting. The exciting part of this is that it's for a vacant title. That's the excitement of this.
And it's happening at Saturday night's main event. Oh man. But you're right about that. And they are continuing the LA Knight stuff because he did say that whoever wins, he's basically gonna keep their eye on them. He's gonna come for them. So
yeah, and then he lost today.
See. I know, but it was a good match though. Him and Braun. I mean, he wasn't going to defeat Braun Breaker. Like that was not going to happen. But I mean, it was a good match. He looks good in it. There's a win there.
No, it was a very good match. No, I really like the match. But like, if you're an LA Knight fan, like, where are we going with him? Did you see he grabbed that sign that says we wanted LA Knight over Jey Uso?
Oh, that was the sign he grabbed. I saw him grab the sign, but I didn't see what it said.
I said to my chat, I'm like, I wouldn't be surprised if he got scolded for that backstage. Yeah, he grabbed a fan sign that said we wanted LA Knight, not Jey Uso, and showed it to the camera.
Dude, I didn't even see that part. Like I saw him take the sign, but I didn't see him like actually put it in there. Well, I mean, show it to the camera. But here's the thing though. So he's still gonna come after whoever. So I'm guessing CM Punk wins, and that's his first challenger, LA Knight, and then he's gonna lose, and then that's it. And then they're gonna press on, and God knows what's next.
It's suffer in a circle. You're just suffering at different stages with LA Knight. It just doesn't end.
He did get some great reactions though in Anaheim, so shout out to LA Knight on that.
He gets a great reaction everywhere. Like everywhere he goes, he gets a great reaction, and you would think that he gets nothing based on like the way that he gets booked, in my opinion.
We got Kami Juhan here who says, I'm a little sad to say Jey Uso really bores me lately, especially with his promo segments because of his cadence and the crowd yeeting. Well, I mean, it doesn't help that they do the yeeting back to back. I mean, we were about 8 to 10 minutes into the show and we were still in the yeet segment, which is great for the live audience. Trust me, I know. But for the TV audience, it gets me like, okay, well, the show hasn't really started yet. Let's wait till the show actually begins. It does take a while, Santi.
9 minutes. 9 minutes before they said a word. And then he said 3 sentences. And then it was a CM Punk entrance. The promos between these two didn't start until 13 minutes into the show started.
Jesus. Yeah, because then CM Punk was like, oh, I'm going to run back my intro. And I was like, what now? We're doing this again? I can't believe this. Oh my God. But yeah, you know, it is what it is. But hey, they're trying to make whatever they can, I guess, work because, you know, stuff's out. All right, we got Abs Fatty here who says, why is Denise dressed like Santi's chest hair? Ew! That's disgusting. That is definitely not what I was going for. Thank you, Abs Fatty. Let's see what else we got here. Let me continue on with what we want to get into. All right, Penta versus Rusev, #1 contenders match. That was also a pretty fire match up there. I liked what they did there. Sure. But it ended in a no DQ though, because the what's their faces? The Grande Americanos guys and him, they all came out, ruined, caused a DQ. They were seen bonding backstage with Dominic Mysterio. So, and that's not the first time, obviously, but there's still a little bit more there. This could have been something even more better had we actually had a winner, but we all know this was leading to the triple threat, Penta, Rusev, and Dominic Mysterio at Saturday night's main event. So I don't hate that aspect.
No, I'm glad that it ended in the end result of the triple threat, right? We wanted to get there. I just wish that they found a not so stupid way to get to that. One of the things that I said in my chat, I'm like, when the fuck has this ever worked for a heel? Ugh, #1 contender match for my title? Gonna make sure no one's the #1 contender. That way I don't have to have a match. Golly gee, I'm such a genius. And 100% of the time, it just ends with, well, that was a triple threat. Come on.
He did have a plan B, though, Santi. He forgot to speak English.
That's true.
So he did try something else. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's not really. I'm looking forward to the match. I think the matchup will be good. And at least we'll finally get Dominic defending in a more high status kind of matchup there with all of that. Jesus Christ, bro. All right, JD McDonough. I know.
No, this is good. This is good.
JD, I'm scrolling right now because I have the outline of Raw. So I'm like, we talked about that. We talked about that. And then I'm like, oh, wait, there's something right there we haven't talked about. JD McDonough versus Sheamus. Okay, I knew this was going to be a good match because JD McDonough, when he's alone in singles matches, I think whenever he's not held back by the stench of the Judgment Day, I think he does good.
No, JD McDonough is a fantastic worker. You put him out there with literally anybody, and it's going to be an excellent match. That's goes double for Sheamus as well. Great match. There's just isn't much to talk about from like a story perspective, like what the implications of this match is. Maybe Finn Balor versus Sheamus is kind of like next step. We had like an interaction between them where Finn Balor hit Sheamus with the shillelagh. It was the reason why JD McDonough was able to pick up the victory. I still think we're so early on in this little mid-card feud that I don't know where to take the conversation aside from great match.
I want two things. I'll tell you what I want. One, I want Finn Balor to leave the Judgment Day already. Like what after Dominic is done dealing with the stuff with Penta and with Rusev, I want the Dominic Finn feud to officially commence. They've stalled way too long already. It's too much. We've been waiting for it. It hasn't happened. Just do it already. Make Finn and Dom completely. That's it. Like have the feud go full force. Have Finn Balor break off into his own. Have Dominic Mysterio be the leader of the Judgment Day and be his version of the Judgment Day. Like what's his version of the Judgment Day going to look like? Let it just be that. Have him do his own thing, whatever that looks like, and have Finn Balor just be Finn Balor again, just so that we can get excited about the guy and we don't have, again, the stench of the group following Finn Balor.
Yeah, I do believe at the very least that we might be around the corner, maybe a WrestleMania season for Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio. It looks like they're because they kind of took a pause in like on their tension there for a couple months, and now it seems to be back. It seems like Roxanne has eyes for Dominic Mysterio again, so they might have some plans that are going to start rolling here for the Judgment Day and Finn Balor, the return of Liv Morgan. There might be some stuff cooking, but it looks like we're still in the early stages of that. I will say maybe this results in Sheamus getting back in the IC title picture. You know, he's feuding with the Judgment Day. Right now, the Judgment Day holds the IC title, so maybe.
Dude, okay, well, I would like that if they did do that. I mean, Sheamus always delivers. So, guys, I can't believe it. That's it for Monday Night Raw.
We artificially extended the length of this show. This show could have been an email. We spent longer talking about Denise's costume and my lack of costume than the show.
That is so sad. All right, well, it is what it is, guys. It's just that time of the year, but hopefully things start to happen and we can have more to discuss on Monday Night Raw. They announced for next week, by the way, Nikki Bella and Stephanie versus Roxanne and Raquel, and a rematch between AJ Styles and Dragon Lee versus JD McDonough and Finn Balor. They better not put the titles back on the Judgment Day. That's all I've got to say. And that is honestly it for us here today. So a nice little brief episode of Monday Night Raw. But Santi, tell the people where they can find you without your costume.
You can find me costumeless over on youtube.com/SantiZap, and anything related to SantiZap, just Google the SantiZap and whatever platform you want, and there's a very good chance that I'm there posting content.
I'm done with this. It's over. All right, youtube.com/Denise Salcedo. You guys know where to find me @_Denise Salcedo. Thank you, everybody. Catch you guys on the next one. Bye, all.
All right, later, everybody. Have a good one.